Hello everyone, welcome back to online lecture series on applied thermodynamics. We are continuing with our topic of fundamentals of compressible flow, and today we will be ending this chapter. So in our previous lecture we were discussing about the stagnation properties, in which we began with stagnation pressure. So in this case we began with Bernoulli's equation and we derived the value of stagnation pressure here, that is the value of stagnation pressure Ps is equal to P1 into 1 plus m1 raised to m1 square by 2 k minus 1 whole bracket raised to k upon k minus 1. So that was the value of stagnation pressure, and here when we consider m1 to be less than 1, then this term will be very less. So we can expand this using binomial theorem that we have done here, and we obtained the another form of value of stagnation pressure over here. The next here further we have discussed about simplifying this, and we obtained this in form of the velocity of projectile and Mach number only. So the final equation that we obtained in our last lecture was Ps minus P1 Ps minus P1 is equal to rho 1 V1 square by 2 into 1 plus m1 square by 4 plus, I am talking about this equation, that is plus 2 minus k divided by 24 m1 raised to 4, and we are not considering the remaining terms here. So what we are going to do in today's lecture is we will continue from here. So let's begin. So let me first write down the equation that we have completed in our previous lecture. Okay, so this was our last equation, and we will continue from here. Now we will be let's take this to be our final equation from our previous lecture. Now let's take two different cases. Case 1. Case 1, in which we will consider V1 to be much less than C1, that is the velocity of projectile in comparison with the velocity of disturbance is very small. So this will imply that Mach number will be very less than 1. So this means that these terms, that is the squared terms and the more power terms, that is m1 raised to square, m1 raised to 4, these terms will be very near to 0 or equivalent to 0. So in such case, this all things will vanish. So we can what we can do here is ps minus p1 is equal to half rho 1 v1 square into 1 plus 0 plus 0 plus like this. So here finally what we will be getting here is ps minus p1 is equal to half rho 1 v1 square. So ps is equal to p1 plus half rho 1 v1 square. So that will be the final equation in such case. Now let's discuss about case number 2. So let's say case number 2 is such a way that v1 is definitely less than c1, however it is not that much less. So let us say that despite being a subsonic flow, the value of Mach number is not near to 0. So m1 will be less than 1 but not too small. So in such case you don't get benefit of removing this squared or more power terms, so it will remain as it is. So what we can do is we can simply utilize this equation over here, that is it will remain same. So here ps minus p1 divided by half rho 1 v1 square is equal to 1 plus 1 upon 4 m1 square plus 2 minus k upon 24 into m1 raised to 4. So that will be the case 2 for us. So that is the end of the stagnation pressure part. Now we will move forward with our next topic, that is expression for stagnation density. That is the symbol for it is rho s. So let's begin. So now here again we will be considering the same figure that we had here. The same figure will be used here, that we will be discussing about point 1 and point 2, or we can say between point 1 and point S. So here let's write down the formula first. So here rho 1 upon rho S is equal to P1 upon Ps raised to 1 upon K based on the adiabatic relation. So now we can say that rho S upon rho 1 is equal to Ps upon P1 raised to 1 upon K. So rho S is equal to rho 1 into Ps upon P1 raised to 1 upon K. And now we need to go back into over this theory where we have the value of I am talking about this formula here. I am talking about this formula that we are going to use it again into our derivation for stagnation density. So Ps upon P1, if you take this P1 on the LHS, then Ps upon P1 is equal to 1 plus m1 square by 2 k minus 1 raised to k upon k minus 1. So we are going to utilize this. So here we can directly write down this as rho 1 into 1 plus k minus 1 upon 2 into m1 square into k upon k minus 1 raised to, we already have 1 upon k. So here this 1 upon k will get eliminated with the numerator k. So finally what we can write down here is equal to rho S here is rho S is equal to rho 1 into 1 plus k minus 1 upon 2 raised to 1 upon k minus 1. So that is the value of rho S. So this is value of stagnation density. Okay, so this is the final equation for this, and now we will move forward with our next derivation, that is expression for stagnation temperature. That is Ts. So let's begin. Now we will go with the standard equation P by rho is equal to RT. So we can say in terms of stagnation values, we can write down this as PS upon rho S PS upon rho S is equal to R TS. So we are looking for the value of TS, that is the value of TS is equal to 1 upon R into PS upon rho S. So we have already obtained the value of stagnation pressure and stagnation density. So what we are going to do here is simply put those values here. So is equal to 1 upon R into P1 into 1 plus M1 square K minus 1 upon 2 into M1 square K upon K minus 1 divided by rho 1 into 1 plus K minus 1 upon 2 into M1 square 1 upon K minus 1. So here we have these two terms which looks very same, so only the difference is the difference of power, so we can do that also. Let's take those powers together here, then K minus 1. So what is going to happen here is K minus 1 upon K minus 1, so it will be equal to 1 only. So further on this we can say P1 upon R rho 1 into 1 plus K minus 1 upon 2 into M1 square. So that's it we have. So this is the value of TS, and we can further write down this entire P1 upon R rho 1 as T1. So T1 TS is equal to T1 into 1 plus K minus 1 upon 2 M1 square so that is the value of stagnation temperature. Now let's copy our work into our main slides. So now let's move forward with our next topic. Okay, we have enough space here, so let's continue. Our next topic, area velocity relationship. For compressible flow. So here, first if we recall, the continuity equation was A into V is equal to constant, that was for incompressible flow. Now for compressible flow it will be rho A V is equal to constant. That is going to be the case for compressible flow. So we are going to derive this. So differentiate this. So rho into d A V plus AV into B rho is equal to 0. So further, rho into A dV plus V dA plus AV d rho is equal to 0. So rho A dV plus rho V dA plus A V d rho is equal to 0. So here we will be dividing the both sides with rho AV. So let's say we are doing this rho AV, and here already it is 0, so that will not make any difference. So we will be left with dV upon V plus dA upon A plus d rho upon rho is equal to 0. So that is the first equation. Now let's go to the Bernoulli's equation for incompressible flow. Euler's equation we will be having. Euler's equation for compressible flow. So here we have dP by rho plus V dV plus Gz G dz is equal to 0. And what we are going to do here is neglecting the term dz. So what will happen here is dp by rho plus v dv is equal to 0. So let's have some work over here. That is here dp by d rho into d rho upon rho plus v dv is equal to 0. So if you see carefully, what I have done over here is simply multiplying and divided with d rho. So what we will be getting here is, instead of dp by d rho we can put c square. So this is c square and d rho is equal to minus v dv. So d rho upon rho is equal to minus v dv upon c square. So what we will do here is, we will simply put this value over there. That is, we will be putting this value over here. So dv upon v plus dA upon a. Let's take this on other side. So v dv upon c square. So we will be getting dA upon a is equal to, if we have so here we will have v dv upon c square minus dv upon v. So we will further write down, we will continue here only. So we will be taking dv upon v common. So dA upon a is equal to dv upon v into v square upon c square minus 1. So here we will have dA upon a is equal to dv upon v into m square minus 1. So that is the value of dA upon a, or area velocity relationship. Now if you see, we will be taking three different cases. When m is less than 1, then we can say that if dA upon a will be greater than 0 when dv upon v is greater than 1. So if velocity increases, then here it should be less than 0. So if velocity decreases, area increases in this case. Then m greater than, okay, we need to repeat this part again. When Mach number is less than 1, then this term will be negative. So that's why when dv upon v is less than 0, then dA upon a will be greater than 0. Now let's say Mach number greater than 1, then dA upon a will be greater than 0 when dv upon v is greater than 0. So When velocity increases, area will also increase, and when m is equal to 1, then dA upon A is equal to 0, implies that area is constant. So that is the end of this theory. Let's copy this work into our main slides. So that is the end of today's lecture as well as end of this chapter. Thank you for watching this video.